Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. Our adventurers all traveled to Oestra for the Ergothoan marriage ceremony of Harlock Spachiman and the recently resurrected half-elf Morgan, who thwarted a robbery near the end of the ceremony and had the temple bombed, and Cersei's bodyguard Froderick attacked by their new ally Archaon the Ever-Chosen. So Morgan shot him until he ceased to exist on the material plane. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues. Meanwhile, you guys on the boat are a little over 300 feet away from the dock, which is about 30 foot from the shore, which is about 15 foot from the temple, which is about 20-30 feet away from where everyone else is now, so you wouldn't be able to really see what's going on. You might have heard the explosion from the distance river, but it was a pretty small explosion. Most of the damage was shrapnel, a little bit of fire, but not enough to damage the temple in the extreme.
Regular
anchor. You anchored the boat, so the boat is anchored now.
Took down the sails.
And took down the sails. There's one sail in the front of the boat. The boat's sort of low and flat. It's got one sail in the front. It's sort of a large, boxy quarters on top of that, on the above deck, and then below deck area. So it's got kind of a boxy shape on the back end of it. Meant to be a present for Harlock for his wedding. The SS Spachiman. So you guys are aboard the SS Spachiman, as it's been dubbed.
We just killed about, 16 thieves?
Yeah, you killed some thieves. Yeah, it was about 16 thieves. One escaped, but you killed the rest of them. Most of the loot is aboard the boat below deck. You haven't really looked yet, but you would assume that's where they stowed it all since they were trying to escape on this boat. So
we're going to put those into someone's bag of holding.
How much loot is there?
Just put it in there.
It's a good amount of loot, yeah. And I don't know that if your bags of holding can even hold it all. We're talking wedding present loot.
Well, let's just get Morgan on the boat.
Okay, well, you guys should gather the loot before we go anywhere.
Sail back to the docks.
Okay, or how about this? We all have bags of holding. We'll just load up all the loot into our bags of holding.
I'll just tell you what the boxes are and whose name's on it and how big they are and how much they weigh. You let me know when you run out of room in your bags of holding, okay?
I'm out of room already. I don't know, we just sailed back. I got no room in my bag. I don't have any room. We'll figure out what happened. My bag's full of gold. We'll figure out what happened.
Alright, fine, whatever. It's your presents anyway. I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, they're sitting there. I mean, someone would have to, sail to the boat to take them. All the thieves are dead.
I do want to loot these boys, though.
Yeah, we need. I want to get this looting done. I'm gonna teleport back to the mainland. You guys start looting, please.
Yeah, get Morgan. We'll start looting. We'll split it with you.
All right, Cersei teleports back to the mainland. The Alec and Harlock start looting the thieves. The thieves aren't carrying much. They were here to rob you, so they came only armed with their black garb and daggers. So they were not very well armed. They weren't carrying very much. So you could have 16 daggers and 16 black garbs if you want.
Hey, we'll sell this later.
I'm gonna dimensional door back with Morgan.
You dimensional door there. So now we're gonna resume time back on shore. So you dimensional door to dock. Like I said, it's a hot evening here in Oestra. Morgan, I need you to roll a fortitude save.
Who rolls the fortitude save?
Morgan.
I just wanted to be stated that we were looting everything before anything else.
16.
Yeah, you feel lightheaded, but you don't faint. Just after all this excitement of your wedding day and the robbery and the explosion and the murdering that scary death man, you feel very lightheaded. So you're somewhat staggered. You can either move or have a standard right now for one round. So for this next round, you can either move or have a standard. Cersei has just appeared next to you and helped stabilize you. She probably saw you fumbling and is stabilizing you. You've just killed Archaon the Ever-Chosen. You hear the call of a whippoorwill in the wind. I need everyone to make a will save. On shore. Everyone that's on shore. Not anyone on the boat. But if you're on shore, or your characters are on shore, you control. Roll will saves.
21.
Alright, you're okay.
I got a 24.
Okay.
I got 11 for my boy Bronze Wizard, but I could blast it up with a...
If you would like to succeed, I would
we have
say
to beat.
14.
What are we gonna... Froderick already rolled a natural 14, so it's gonna be higher than that.
I roll again. I got a 14. Will that...
14's enough to not be affected by it, but you hear the call of it, and then swooping down from the air towards Froderick, you see two large birds that appear to look very much what Archaon used to look like. You only see them if you're wearing true sight goggles. If you don't have your true sight goggles on, you don't see anything. So let me know now if you were wearing your true sight goggles during the wedding like some kind of nerd, or if you put them on while you were shooting or anything.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't have been wearing them, but I might have popped them on because we were dealing with thieves. And I
Okay,
don't
I'll allow that. So if you have a reason to say you put them on, then you'll see these birds coming. If you think you had a reason to put them on, if you imaginarily don't have a reason, you don't see them. But if you do, you see them, and they're flying towards Froderick, who was charging out after Archaon.
Morgan would definitely put them on. She's encountered this fucker before.
All right, then it's time to roll for initiative. I got a 20 and a 11.
Morgan got a 15. That is shitty. Plus 12 initiative. She got a 15.
Alright, Frodrick gets a 21, and Cersei gets an 8.
Bronze Wizard's 10, and Caesar's.
Alright, so everyone that got lower than 11 will go after the second guy. Everyone that got higher than 20 will go before the first guy. If you're between 20 and 11, you go between the two guys. So who had higher than a 20?
Frodrick!
Alright, that means Frodrick gets initiative on these things, but he can't see them. But he gets to go first for whatever that means. He knows that Archeon just died. He hears the sound of these birds, but he cannot see them because I don't believe he has true seeing goggles or anything.
No, he does not.
Yeah.
Can we,
Are we still on Urgathoan property?
Technically, yeah, you're out in front of the temple, so you're in like a graveyard that has, like I said, a mausoleum and stuff. This is a sacred site. This is probably one of the most sacred Urgathoan temples that known to you, at least, anyone. This is where like Urtho was said to originate.
Frodrick can take one or two people with me. Frodrick's gonna drop to his knees and pray to Urgathoa and thank her for her protection during the firebombing of the wedding, and basically ask for her blessing.
Alright, so, Urgathoa will do what she can. You are on holy ground. You're much stronger than these, than these birds. They are but scribes. They are but bureaucrats for another god. Surely you'll have no trouble defeating them, especially with the aid of your friends. You need not anything I can provide for you. The Pinhead will come to your defense once he sees you're in trouble.
Well, since he can't see anything and doesn't know anything that's going on, he's just gonna stay there, sword point down on the ground, still praying to Urgathoa.
Alright, so now this one's coming down. That's going to be a 21 versus Froderick's AC.
That's a hit.
Alright, so don't worry, it's a fucking shitty-ass bird. It does 1 damage.
Okay.
Alright, I'll just do a single attack, I guess, on the one that didn't poop on Froderick. 17 to hit.
It's a hit.
15 damage.
So you blasted that one pretty good, hit it in the wing, spiraling towards the ground some. Still seems to maintain some control as it comes down, though. So then it's this bird. As it spirals down towards Froderick, and anyone within 10 foot of Froderick, so anyone that was near Froderick in this last battle, I don't know who was nearby, I don't know how close Caesar really was, but if you were imagining that you were anywhere near Froderick, within 10 foot, you should make a fortitude save.
So anybody close to Froderick has to make a will save.
So
Fortitude
including
save.
Froderick, I assume.
Yeah, Froderick and anyone around Froderick has to make a fortitude save.
Probably just Froderick if Caesar's still in the building. Yeah, and then process it.
I got 15. What do I have to beat? I'll beat it.
At 15. So you're fine.
Yeah.
That just means you take half, so instead of 2, you'll take 1 sonic damage. And you are not stunned.
Alright, next comes Bronze Wizard.
Yeah. So
Where was Bronze Wizard? He was nearby. He was there for the ceremony, right?
yeah, he would have been still on the steps still.
Well, can he see these things? He doesn't have true sight goggles.
No, but I got 100 feet plus 10 feet per level.
You would see that something's going on.
Yeah.
It's invisible. It's attacking.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on there? So I'll blast it in the area where I heard these the whippoorwill calls earlier.
Okay, so like up in the air, not down towards where you see Frederick getting hit by something?
Yeah, I'll do it in the air. It's a 10-foot radius spread.
So are you within 10 foot of Frederick?
I'm actually probably be aiming towards where they were originally. In all honesty, I wouldn't know that.
You can see Frederick getting attacked, though.
He came down, didn't he? Like,
He was kneeling, and then you see he was like reacting to something. Something hit him twice. This is all in the same 6 seconds though, so maybe it was before you could react. It's hard to say.
yeah, I'd probably blind Frederick if I did that anyway. So yeah, I was aiming up in top where I would have shot.
All right, so I'll say that since you still use that spell, some glitter will come down and outline their bodies. For 1 round, so until your next turn, they'll have some glitter outline on them that will help illuminate where they are for everyone else. So they'll get like a 20% chance of failing when they shoot at them or do anything towards them. So anyone else that goes after you, help out.
She's got on her goggles. My turn yet?
Nah. I'm also gonna do a mage armor real quick.
Smart
That's
move.
a mythic point, but yeah, I'm gonna throw that
Yeah,
out
use
there.
mythic point to put on your armor.
Alright, so Cersei's up. He's going to use my fun new mythic ability called Mythic Spell Power, so that I don't have to burn a mythic point on this to throw this spell, inflict critical wounds at one of the glitter-dusted birds. Will save for half. The one that I would assume is closest to Frederick.
Alright, so that's going to be a
I can
20.
see him with my goggles.
It's going to be a 21 will save.
21? No, he's got to be 22.
Do it to it.
Alright, so let's roll some d8s here. 17 damage. I rolled 3 ones. I got a standard action. I might as well fire off a crossbow bolt at this bitch. So let's see. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Hit.
And that's 8 damage.
Alright, it vanishes. Just like Archaon does, becomes a pile of dust on the ground.
One down.
Where's the other one?
In that same general area, like just right above Frederick, it just attacked it.
Okay,
This one is already injured though, so...
Okay, well, as Caesar's move action, he's going to have to climb down. Will he be able to jump and reach that bird?
Or do acrobatics.
It would be acrobatics. Acrobatics I might allow it, because they are pretty close to the temple. Like, Frederick just ran out after Archaon, before Morgan, fired off a bunch of shots at him. It max, 30 foot from the temple. So, to jump 30 feet, I'd have to make you roll a 30, but...
Just use my move action to go down there, and then...
You can move 30 feet, so you can still walk, you can still climb and get over there.
I'd have to walk over there and jump up and get it. So I wouldn't make it in time. Yeah,
it'll get you that much. Get him to come down and attack Frederick, maybe.
The bird is close enough to the ground that you could run over and hit. It's right above Frederick's head, and Frederick's kneeling. So you could walk over there in this turn and swing at it.
Yeah, I'll charge it. Yeah, I'll take a move action and then try to attack it.
Alright, so you climb down from the temple and run over to Frederick, swing at a bird. Glittery bird that you see in the air. What do you get?
Unnatural 20.
Still a hit. So 2 hits.
So 38. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, it turns into a pile of ash in your hands. 2 more of those things down. Let's see.
They're an endangered species.
That's 300 experience each.
15 of the world.
Well, now there's only 12 in the world, so...
What's up, man?
Like I said, 300 experience each. The crowd's, of course, very stirred up. During all the commotion, I need everyone to make a perception check. This is a private event. The Spachiman family has rented out this graveyard, and they are very rich and can afford a lot of security, so there are guards posted at all the exits. The graveyard's surrounded by a very modern electrical fence.
Morgan got a 30.
All right.
Cersei got a natural 1, Frederick got a 11.
I got a 12, and Caesar wouldn't be able to tell you anything, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Morgan will hear a shot ring out from a gun and know that she did not just fire her gun. You will hear glass shattering, and you will turn to look to see what happened. You will see what looks like some sort of burst of air releasing from the chamber that contained Harlock's father, like the walking cryogenic chamber with legs. His restings. And you will see...
Mending.
Yeah.
Cast Mending.
You can cast Mending, but it doesn't matter because the bullets seem to have pierced the glass and also his skull. He's now bleeding out inside the chamber.
I cast Heal. Heal check.
You can heal check, you can cast stuff on him. You can try whatever you want, but you have to get over to him first. Yeah, so you see that happen.
God damn it, Daddy.
But now the crowd is even more of a panic now. All the guests are kind of going crazy. There is a section of the guests that is kind of roped off. That is the zombie portion of the Spachiman family. So there's a lot of undead relatives there for the wedding. And even they seem sort of stirred up. So now there's a lot of commotion.
Let's see what level 1 bard spells Morgan can cast.
Can we try to heal the father? What can we do here?
It was a kill shot. So, besides resurrection, there's not much you can do. Whoever pulled this off knew what they were doing. It was a shot, directly to the... This is to the dome. He wouldn't be the only zombie Spachiman there. So.
Alright, with the 30, would I perceive where the shot came from?
It came from the crowd, so it was one of your guests that fired the shot. Well, you've invited them, your father, there's a lot of people here. Your family invited a lot of them. There's a lot of locals, a lot of other notables from around the world and around town. There's a lot of people here. You couldn't tell, it was too crowded, there's too much commotion to see, after noticing what happened. You didn't see exactly who pulled the trigger, but you know it came from the crowd. You didn't do it, you're from the other direction. You know enough about gunshots to be able to, trajectory. This shot came from this direction.
Daddy dead.
Your new in-law, your new papa-in-law, got murdered on your wedding day. People tried to steal your presents. Someone blew up the temple. You know what they say? All that stuff is good luck, right? It's like rain. It's like rain on your wedding day.
It rains, of course. Yeah. I guess Morgan would probably run over.
Yeah, of course she would. She cares. She just met this guy yesterday, and he was gonna give her all this free stuff. If nothing else, he's a really rich guy that was gonna give him a boat. What do you do, Morgan? You see the hole in the glass, the blood.
She would just start weeping.
Alright, you weep.
Her new father-in-law just got murdered on her wedding day.
I would say Cersei would probably walk over there with you. Give you a pat on the shoulder. Offer you a chance to be with your father again.
What do you mean?
She's gonna, just slightly rub your shoulder and just be like, you can come back, but you won't be the same.
I think Harlock Harlock's dad would be down for that. Like, if you can, yeah, are you saying you can bring him back?
Well, I've got this fun little spell here.
I know Harlock would be down for it. I don't know if Morgan would, because she's not.
She's not Urgathoan, yeah. But maybe she just knowing that Harlock, it's Harlock. I mean, it's Harlock's dad, and if you know that Harlock would be okay with it,
and we're on Urgathoan territory here. Come on.
True.
I mean, I guess she would know.
Which means all of your spells that regarding undead, you can cast it at one higher level right now.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little gesture to Urgathoa. I'll delve into that in a second. But I'm going to cast Raise Dead. You restore life to a deceased creature. You can raise a creature that has been dead for no longer than 1 day per caster level. In addition, the subject's soul must be free and willing to return. Your father will gain 2 negative levels when it's raised. Takes 2 points Constitution drain. It has hit points current equal to its current hit die. So I'm going to bring back from the dead for you.
Sucks. Like, Harlock can raise the fucking dead now.
That's what I just did. I just cast Raise
I know,
Dead.
but Harlock can actually resurrect people now, and he's not even fucking here.
Well,
So you raise him from the dead. He's weaker. He's still bleeding from the head. So he's gonna die again soon. But he's alive right now. Let's see how long he'll live without.
Yeah. Well,
He's got about 30 seconds of life at this point.
Arise and stabilize.
All right, you stabilize his head, stops bleeding.
That's my cantrip.
Yeah. So he's
Then
stabilized.
I'll
Like heal check on top of that to maybe bandage the wounds at least.
Tiny Keisha. What up, Miss Gus?
You also want to mend the chamber he's in as well, I guess. Mend the glass. Alright, so you heal the wound. I'll let you take a 20 on the heal check, bandage it. Stabilized him. So he's in a weakened condition. He's now unable to speak, but he does appear to be living in some sort of vegetative state, but he's alive.
told you he'd be back.
Well, I can speak with him.
Seems like he may take some time for him to recover, and he'll be fine. Yeah, you can speak to him telepathically because you're in the family. So as long as he's alive, you have no problem talking to him, but no one else can talk to him besides family.
Alright, well, Cersei will tell Morgan, I'm like, hey, we need your help maneuvering this ship back to the dock, so why don't we just dimensional door back over to the boat real quick.
Hey Morgan, you want to roll a knowledge? You want to roll a knowledge, Morgan, on sailing or whatever profession sailing, whatever your sailing modifier is.
Yeah, my sailing is... new sailing skill would come into effect. 16.
All right, that's decent enough for you to know that that boat would require a crew of a minimum of 8 people to maneuver back to shore because you're going against the wind, so you're going to have to row back with the ours. So it's going to take at least 8. Preferably 15 would be ideal to make it easy, but it would take 8 just to row back. And there's 2 on the boat, so you need to bring...
What if I cast Animate Dead and bring a whole bunch of those thieves back to zombie life and make them row?
That's fine. As long as you have someone to row the boat, you'll be okay. I'm saying it's going to take 8 to 15 people to row, but zombies are a great use of manual labor.
I can't create more hit die than twice my caster level, so...
And these guys are 2 HD each, so you can raise 6 of them.
6, and then there's
at least 2 people to row. As long as there's some even number above 8 of you guys to row.
There is 8 of us. There's 6 zombies. Well, he has to be at the helm, making sure we're going the right way.
Yeah, Morgan has to sail it. Yeah, we'll steer. That'll be your 15th man. That's your captain.
Yeah, we have enough. Yeah, it's not exactly the number we need.
Alright, so you teleport with Morgan back to the boat, and with her help, and everyone rowing and her steering. Roll me a sail check, Morgan, to sail this thing back safely to the dock.
13 plus 5, so 18.
Yeah, you're able to successfully pilot this boat, the 300 feet back to the docks. Park it, tie it up, re-anchor it there. So you're back at the docks with the other boats back near the temple. You've got your...
Yeah, we'll have the zombies carry all the presents back to the reception.
Once they stole early. Yeah, I guess Morgan would be like, by the way...
Your papa got shot.
Zombies are covered. Your Poppy got shot in the head. So I guess Harlock would want to go see Daddy first.
Probably.
I would...
So he goes and checks on his daddy. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So yeah, you run over to Daddy. Dr. Arlen Spachiman.
Is he, like, actually undead? Like, a
no,
zombie,
he's alive. So he's back alive. He's weaker, but he's alive.
Well, I'm going to make a point for Cersei to hunt down all these fucking birds.
That's like your new mission. That's your new mission in life.
Yeah.
Just kill these damn birds.
Maybe that'll be anytime Frozen's bird. He trusts us.
Just reacts.
Besides, Juan.
Genevieve. And what about Kid's bird, Dean?
Yeah.
Alright, let me look it up. But I'm pretty sure Harlock would definitely cast Restoration on Papas.
Alright, that'll bring back up his negative levels.
Yeah.
So he'll appear much better, and he'll thank you, and a tear will come to his eye, and he says, "So proud of you." And this wedding day's been kind of hectic, but you can tell he finally respects you.
And then probably if he's still looking rough.
I mean, he's an old man, so he's never gonna look great. But you definitely, I think you brought him back up to at least the state he used to be.
All right, I'd probably cast Breath of Life on him. I mean, it'll raise him from if he's been recently dead, but it also cures 5d8 damage.
Alright, that's good too. That'll heal up the wound on his head.
Yeah.
So that'll repair that damage from being shot. He's now higher than 1 HP.
Alright, and I guess I'd probably ask him, like, do you see where the shot rang from? Or like, see who shot? Or...
He's not sure, but he says he knows there's lots of people that probably want him dead.
Alright, that was my next question. Do you have any current enemies in the town?
Give us a list of names. We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
He says, well, in my business, all of your friends are, could be your enemies, and all of your enemies could be your friends. He says, anyone, I mean, it was obviously someone here at the wedding. Anyone could be a suspect.
Morgan, being a drunk.
The party started?
Yeah, would probably be like, alright, now
there's a wedding reception. Everyone's going to stay and stick around, so even if you want to investigate the murder, maybe the reception's the best time to do that. So let's get the party started. So your parents have hired a party planner. So once the official ceremony has ended, the party will begin. Now, of course, you've agreed to provide the music and some of the food, but that's already set up. There's also like lots of other hors d'oeuvres going around and drinks. All kinds of special stuff prepared by this Wowo, they call her, Kawowo Pookie. Everyone calls her Wowo. Very fair-skinned, raven-haired, red-eyed. A woman with the lavender smell almost. And she's going to be floating around the crowd, making sure everything's going well. She's gonna, right now the hors d'oeuvres have started coming out. She's sort of signaling Cersei, who is now back on land, to are you playing a song or what? Like, what's going on?
I bust out my golden lute and start playing Wonderwall. Wonderwall.
Packing wheel.
21 on my perform check.
Yeah, that's good enough for you to perform on this special golden lute that anyone can play. You play Wonderwall or Wagon Wheel or like both and combined into one song. You may turn into a medley.
Can I summon some? Never mind. I'm going to use my bottle of shadows and dump out 4 shadow servants to do backup dancing, but I want them to do the Macarena.
All right, so
which doesn't match the song.
So they'll do that. You'll have some Shadow Macarena dancers. Zig Vinder will walk up to the stage and kind of give you a glare, and then whip out his flute and play a solo alongside you. That just totally rocks. At the end of it,
dueling banjos, but it's lute versus flute.
Yeah, and his flute is totally rocking way better than your banjo or your flute than your lute is. He definitely wins the duel, but the crowd's really enjoying it. Everyone's dancing, having a good time.
Well, let me roll against his dueling. I rolled the initial perform check. Let me roll for the duel.
You can try, but we're talking Zig Vinder here. I got a 53.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna beat that. Oh, natural 20.
Alright, so it's going to sound really good together. You're going to play as the best you've ever played. It's like that thing whenever you play a sport against someone that's a little better than you, and so it forces you to play better, like, what they say, like tennis and stuff. It's like that. So he starts jamming, he starts really rocking out, and you just sort of pick it up on the lute. You start playing a little bit better while you're playing with Zig Vinder. You guys are really harmonizing. You're really gelling. You have this really spiritual, you still have this really spiritual, almost sexual connected feeling with him while you're playing. You actually start sweating, and your heart's beating faster. You're getting wet downstairs. It's really, really intense.
There's the music.
Yeah, you've never improvised jammed with someone like that before. It was an experience. The crowd enjoys it. Everyone else is wandering food. You guys want to try some of the hors d'oeuvres? I mean, I know you guys brought. What kind of meat did you bring? All kind of sacrificed summoned animals of some sort.
I think it was bison.
So you guys want to try this first hors d'oeuvres tray that's coming around?
Yes.
Cersei's busy playing. She can't try nothing.
Yeah. You guys want to try some hors d'oeuvres? Just pick one character at a time, and each person could try a different hors d'oeuvre, and I'll tell you what they taste like and stuff.
Morgan would probably smash one up first.
Yeah, she's pregnant. She's eating for 2, right? Roll me a d10.
She is going to nosh on a 10.
Alright, so you eat this little piece of food that's on this tray. Has a very pulpy mouthfeel. Roll me another d10.
A 7.
It has almost a boozy taste, so it's sort of like a boozy, pulpy, not exactly a fruit. Roll me another d10.
Lucky so far. 2.
But since they're also more of a digestive, like something you would eat for a stomach ache. You tasted it before.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
So if you've had any sickness.
So like edible for net.
Yeah. So you enjoy it. And let's go next.
Alright.
So is this a little small snack? Who's at the big table eating one of the bigger dishes? Like Morgan's just having something off the tray. Someone want to walk up to the banquet table and eat something off one of those trays?
Yeah, Brown's seems pretty good. He rolled a 10 too.
So roll me a d4.
4.
Alright, so you're at a tray of mealworms. But roll me a d20.
I can't tell if this is good or bad.
Roll me a d20 for mealworms.
8.
But they're flavored with savory herbs. Roll me a d10.
4.
But they're served as a thin soup. So you got some mealworm soup there if you want some mealworm soup with savory herbs.
That's pretty good. Good sound.
Yeah.
Like,
Win an Oestra, do as the Oestrans, right?
yeah, I want to detect magic on this and make sure it's not poison.
Yeah, you don't detect any magic. It just seems to be a foreign delicacy. It doesn't seem you don't have to detect poison, but other people are eating it and not dying, and it seems to be something people eat around here.
The bugs.
Alright, Harlock will probably go to the banquet table, I guess.
Alright, Harlock walks up to the banquet table. Roll me a d10.
An 8.
Alright, you walk up to a plate of strange mushrooms. Roll me a percentage die.
Roll for tripping balls.
Yeah.
21.
Tastes like tree bark.
Great.
Delicious. Sure, time.
You're like, I don't know who made this, but no.
Alright, so you guys enjoy some of the food at the wedding. The music's going well. What else happens at a reception?
We have to dance.
Alright, so you and Morgan want to dance?
Yeah.
You wait for like the solo to get really, really good, and you like give her the look, like you and me now. She finishes eating all that pulpy fruit she was eating and enjoying a lot. Settle her stomach. Joins you out on the dance floor. Is this a slow number? Is it a fast number?
I'd say slow, awkward first dance, like most
Yeah,
weddings.
like a prom song or something.
Yeah.
Like one of you guys' old
Or-
favorites. Something you used to hum together on the boat. Cersei plays your song with the accompaniment of Zick Vinder. You guys dance into the night. The crowd circles around you, almost in awe.
Dancing with the stars.
Dancing with the stars.
What else you got?
Alright. And then I assume, well, that's how most receptions start going downhill.
Well,
Yeah.
I have an idea of how to finish off the reception.
Alright,
Like
yeah,
how they have like sending off parties where everyone like waves sparklers
Yeah.
or throws rice. Instead, I'm gonna pull. I don't know if you guys remember this movie from back in like the early '90s called Once Bitten, where Jim Carrey bangs a chick inside of a coffin. I'm gonna put the bride and groom as the officiant into the coffin, and we're gonna carry them out.
Saucy. So you're gonna
Yeah.
carry the coffin onto the boat?
Yeah.
True, like honeymoon style, and like you guys just leave on a boat at the end of the wedding?
Or the house. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, or you can go back to the house.
Alright, so you take the coffin where?
I'd say the boat.
You guys can hang out on the
Morgan-
boat. You don't
Morgan
have to
would
leave
prefer
on the
the
boat.
boat.
You can just
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out.
Morgan would probably.
Yeah, and then you guys could go back to the house and rest if you want and leave them alone on the boat to have their privacy, and you guys still have a place in town to stay.
Right.
As long as you have Harlock or Morgan's access card to get into their house, which I assume they gave one of you one of their cards.
Yeah. Morgan will give him the card.
Alright, you give them your citizen card that allows them access to your house and any other areas that you would have access to.
We're gonna try to corral Juan, Aristophanes, Ramses, bring them all back to the house with us.
But most of them are pretty drunk at this point, and so a lot of them will just pass straight out. But the rest of you
Well,
can...
we can use Pinhead Zombie and Thief Zombies to help carry everyone back to the house and Sandguard.
Yeah.
And the gifts.
So they're taking the gifts back to the house, not leaving them on the boat?
Well, there were some gifts still in the church, right? I
No,
know
all
there were
the-
some on the boat.
Almost everything got stolen. I do have a couple things that weren't stolen, but yeah, everything you can either take the gifts that weren't stolen, which I think there's like there were like 6 of them that weren't stolen, and one of them was the ice sculpture at your wedding. Will melt in a day, or I'll roll how many days, but it's not going to be long. But it was an ice sculpture golem made by Georgia Gross that your father bought. But it only lasts one day, so it's a golem that can walk and move, and it looks that's actually a golem statue of both you and Morgan. So it's sort of identical to the two of you, but made of ice, but will slowly melt over the course of a day. So that's one of the things.
Last a day.
Yeah, there were 2 gifts from Avu Selat here that weren't stolen. There was a very large box from our Penumbra, Nista Penumbra, from the Penumbra family. There's a gift from the Penumbra family that's very large. There are 2 horses that were not put aboard the boat that are yours. You need to do something with the 2 horses, I guess. There's one other large package from Zany and Joaquin, who did not attend the wedding, but his troll Magus, the one that you encountered at your hut, Cersei, delivered it and is here at the wedding, so the troll is here. And that gift is there at the temple at the end of the night. There's a small sack from Juan Malvo still on the table, and a couple of like small gifts from like Periphery or Norman the Doorman.
Oh, Norman!
And he's at the wedding. Rance Moments was there, and there's a very, very small package from him. There's a bunch of gifts. But if you guys want to take them all on the boat, take some to the helm, some on the boat, do what with what?
I assume they'd probably take... Alright, the ones on the boat would stay there. The ones in the church, I assuome they'd probably take back to the
Well,
house.
why don't we just take them all onto the boat and we'll have like a little after party after party on the boat, and then I'll spellcraft everything.
Alright, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, take them to the boat.
Or you take them to the boat and party into the night. So you guys like carry the coffin out to the boat and then open it and like, you guys fucked in the coffin while we carried it here. And then let them out of the boat and party some more.
In the ocean.
And now it's like the private after party, so it's just you and your friends on the boat. And we'll say that instead of passing out at the house, at your house in Oestra, your friends are now all passed out on the boat like Ramses, Juan, are all just exhausted from partying. But let's say you, Cersei, Harlock, etc., anyone that is here can still be awake on the boat, kind of going through what you got, like looking at your presents, right? You want to do that?
Yeah.
That way you can see who came to the party that left a present. Maybe you get some clues on who shot at your dad. Maybe get a couple cool items out of it. All right,
So we're drinking late in the night. Does Morgan's gonna Morgan's gonna try and keep a close eye on people's hands?
I mean, she's not drinking too, so she's totally sober. She's pregnant,
Yeah.
and she's got a sharp eye. She's an elf.
She wants to look like close, like people's hands and faces, see if there's any like sooty marks, you know? Oh no, if it's just us on the boat.
It's just you guys on the boat.
No.
Yeah, it's just you guys on the boat. Just you and your closest
never
friends.
mind.
This is the private after party for you and just your adventuring buddies on the boat. Like I said,
Alright,
some of
never
which have
mind.
passed out, but the ones of you who are awake can go through your gifts. You guys got excited, wanted to look and see what Harlock and Morgan got. They got a boat, they got a house. You've already seen. From Duke Eldron Murgery, representative from Kaiser Grisman. Obviously a friend of your father's, but he came with an envoy from Cranagris, had a very few, he had 12 guards with him, and he was, very large or fat, imposing guy. But from him you get, let's see, two things. You get 1d20, so roll me a d20.
A 16.
Alright, so you get 16 Cranagis chips, which are made of platinum, so 16 platinum.
Wow. That's what, each platinum's 1,000 gold?
Yep. And then with the envoy, in this smaller box, you will open it up. There's a ring inside. It's a black box.
You can roll on the ring, see what it is?
If you want a knowledge arcana for Harlock.
I spelled ring, R-I-G-G.
After one.
Yeah, you're not familiar with this. You've never seen a ring like this before.
Alright,
You can spellcraft it, but that would require putting it on.
Knowledge Arcana.
Alright. Morgan's got that. She's a fucking bard. She's got all the knowledges. Ow! 10.
You don't know a whole lot, but it looks like it would only fit on a very small finger, like you'd have to wear it on your pinky. Looks like a pinky ring.
I got a 15. Bronze Wizard got a 15.
Alright, Bronze Wizard's a wizard. He's seen something like this before. Doesn't know a lot about it. A lot of time worn by sophisticated people, wealthy men about town, people that seem to come to Wizard Town that aren't wizards are a lot of time wearing this ring. You see this on a lot of rich travelers.
Weird.
It's a pinky ring.
No
So
magical abilities.
it does have magical abilities, yes, but he's not familiar with what they are. He just knows that it's something that they would call the ring of the sophisticate in Fosi, as you would now call it, I guess. You can put it on in spellcraft, or I guess you've all tried to arcane at this point, but you would know it's not dangerous.
Spellcraft yet.
So spellcraft you can spellcraft, but that means you're putting it on, because that means you're using the magic, so you're going to be sliding it on to try it out.
Alright. Let's see if Morgan's got spellcraft.
I mean, I'll put it on if you want.
Oh, Harlock will put it on
Yeah,
and try.
'cause he's the man about town. Yeah.
Yeah, Harlock will put it on and try spellcraft.
He's the sophisticated one, right?
Yeah.
Morgan's not.
25.
So I mean, this was a gift from a very close friend of your father's. You put it on, and you now have a +4 competence bonus on sense motive and knowledge local checks.
+4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
+4 on sense motive and knowledge local, as long as you're wearing this ring on your pinky. And also, once per day on command, you can use this ring to either cast Locate Creature or Locate Object, your choice, once a day. And on command and at will, you can instantly know the direction from yourself to the nearest tavern, pub, or similar watering hole, or as long as that establishment is in a settlement whose population is equivalent to that of a village or greater, and within 20 miles of the wearer. So pretty much any village, pub, or tavern you can locate at will, as long as you're within 20 miles of it.
Make sure Morgan can always fire a bar.
Yeah.
Always getting drunk out.
You will never have trouble finding a tavern again. Alright,
What's next,
so
Brian?
yeah, you open the next box is from the Barclay Norfidget's Foundation. Pleak was not at the wedding, but a representative from his family was. I know they're one of the Barclay children, named Gnarls. People call him Nut.
Gnarls Barclay.
So there was an elf there, representative. Very handsome elf there. It was there that delivered this present. You remember seeing him. You open this, there's a black ball inside. It's nighttime out, so it's when you open the box is lit, and as you pull it out, it sort of dims a little bit, but it continues to glow.
Glow and blackness. Alright.
Knowledge Arcana.
I got a 35 on Arcana.
Alright, Cersei looks into the ball with that 35 Arcana and immediately knows this is a crystal ball that allows scrying, as per the spell scrying, but it only in levels of darkness, and the darker area it is, the lighter, the brighter the image is. You know what I mean? So if you're in an area of darkness, the image is more clear. But anyone can use it. You don't have to even be able to cast a spell scry. Anyone can scry using this ball to scry anyone that they're familiar with, pretty much.
Alright, so the user just has to be in darkness?
Yep.
Not the person?
The crystal has to be in darkness, and you have to be in darkness with it. No, just you and the crystal. But there has to be some shadow in the area. What you're going to be doing is spying from a shadow. So if it's an area that's 100% lit, like if it's like the noon, or if it's a place that's made of light, or if there's a bright light in the air, that will prevent you from seeing some stuff. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to have like an eyeball from the shadows in that place.
Gotcha.
It's a shadow eye, is what this object is known as. You can look through the shadows. Barclay was also apparently a good friend of your father's.
So that means Cersei probably knew your father in a past life.
Probably.
Alright, this present was actually stolen. I got away with one thing, so there's one thing I do not get to tell you about. And then the next present I'm coming across was the large box of thieves that Black Jesus brought, and you already got that present.
Yeah, right.
The present from your zombie family was the fact that they were there, because they're zombies. So their presence was their present. I already told you about the ice sculpture golem, but the ice sculpture golem will melt within 24 hours. But you can have it on the boat there with you guys now, so it can be like dancing or whatever you guys tell it to do. It takes orders from the couple.
I want to do ice, like
Off
a
of them?
shot lucius.
Yeah, you can. You can pour liquor off of them. They're on your boat, and you like I said, you have it for 24 hours, and they look like you and Morrigan.
What if I cast Chill Touch on it over and over again?
Pour it in Harlock's golem's mouth, and then it comes out of his golem weird penis, all the way down.
I was thinking his butt.
You might have to like use some sort of fire magic to burn a hole through the middle of it so that that path exists for the liquor to go, but I'm okay with it. They're just made of ice, and they don't feel anything. Like I said, they will take orders, but they will melt within 24 hours. Next, you get a card from Zick Vendor, friend of your father's. Thanks for inviting me to your party. It was, but I now know that it was you and your troop that stole my most prized possession. I had prepared an instrument made especially for you. If you want it, please come to, you know where my lab is in Zardoza. Please come to Zardoza, willing to trade back my golden loot, and I have an instrument made especially for you.
I'm assuming my family invited him because I should.
Yeah, your family did invite him. Like I said, he's an old friend of your father's. That's why he's being so forgiving and still made you an instrument. He feels like he owes your dad one. Next, roll me a d20.
9.
There are 9 bottles of Scorch from the island of Kelnar. A gift from Judge Reinhold, a friend of your father's.
I love Judge Reinhold.
Man, rich parents are the best.
Yeah. Next, there is a small package from Vu Selat, who's a friend of your father's. It was kind of an older, dark gray hair human from this town, a guy that you kind of know from your childhood. You probably would have called him Uncle Vu. You think your dad probably worked with him, like he was a work buddy.
Took you into a basement a couple times.
Maybe. But yeah, inside this box, there's a robe and a potion.
Alright,
I'm about to say, get over here, buddy.
31 on Arcana for the robe.
Alright, the robe is a robe of useful items. It is covered in patches. A great marriage gift, really, a great wedding present. You never know when you might need something from your robe of useful items.
You might even say that it's full.
It is. Whenever you detach one of the patches, you have to use a round. Well, you can only detach one patch per round. It's a standard action, obviously. But it causes it to become an actual item. On this robe, there are 2 daggers, 2 bullseye lanterns that are full and lit. There are 2 mirrors, which become a highly polished 2-foot by 4-foot steel mirror whenever removed from your vest. There are 2 pole patches, which can be 10 foot in length whenever you remove them. There are 2 hempen rope patches, which when you remove them become 50-foot coils of rope. And there are 2 sack patches, which become sacks when removed. There are also 44 other patches, so I need you to roll 44 to determine how many other patches there are.
12.
So 12 items.
Alright, first one is 90.
Alright, that is a pair of war dogs. We got a war dog patch. Sort of like riding dogs.
Second one, 60.
Alright, that's a potion patch, which is a potion that's labeled Cure Serious Wounds.
Nice. Third one is a 59.
Alright, that's an open pit, which when removed will create a 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot pit. 10 foot circular pit. It's 10 foot deep.
Alright. Fourth one is a 49.
Alright, that'll create a mule with saddlebags.
Oh, cool.
Alright. Fifth one is an 85.
That's war dogs again.
Sixth one is a 70. Anybody want a beer?
That's a 12 foot long rowboat whenever it's removed. It looks like a little tiny rowboat patch on your jacket.
51.
That's another mule with saddlebags.
79.
Alright, that'll be a miner's scroll of one randomly determined spell, which we'll determine now. So,
I got a 26 on Arcana.
yeah, you can use it for a lot of things. As an analgesic, to use it for clarity. You can use it to hallucinate or be intoxicated, to feel intoxicated without being hungover afterwards. You can do it to have a lucid dream or to gain resistance. You can use it to sleep or to become sober or to become tenacious, to get temporary hit points for 1 minute, or to become wakeful. So there's a lot of different uses. You can only use it once, of course, and you can pick one. You pick one whenever you use it with a
So polypurpose what?
polypurpose panacea. Whenever you use it, you'll have to use a spellcraft check. You only have to roll an 11 or higher, though, so it's not a very hard scroll to use.
Gotcha.
And if you do, you can do one of those several different effects.
So you could roll to be like high?
Yep. If you're like, I just want to get lit.
Dude, that's the best kind of high, is that
There's no side
Polysium
effects.
5 more to go. Holy shit. That is 8.
It's 100 gold pieces.
Yep, 100 gold pieces is correct. It's a bag patch. If you remove the bag from your jacket and throw it on the ground, it becomes a gold piece bag.
81.
Alright, that's another minor scroll of a randomly determined spell. Roll me a percentage die.
66.
Alright, that's a scroll of Mage's Lubrication.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it allows you to instantly prepare any one spell of 5th level or lower that you've used in the past 24 hours. Must have been actually cast during that period. It is stored in your mind as though prepared in the normal fashion. You have to roll a spellcraft of DC 16 to use this scroll, but if you roll that or higher, you're able to recall a spell that you used in the previous 24 hours.
Mage Lube.
Mage Lube.
You got some Mage Lube for your wedding. Obviously, some of your friends are cheeky.
Alright, next one is a 3.
100 gold.
Another gold piece bag, yep.
Alright, 2 more. 81. Again.
Another minor scroll. Roll percentage.
19.
That's a scroll of Alter Self.
Alright.
It's a DC 12 spellcraft to use it. It allows you to change shape for 1 minute to any small or medium creature of the humanoid type. If you assume the ability of a form that has one of the abilities, you also gain it, like Dark Vision, Low Light Vision, Scent, or Swim, up to 30 feet.
Alright, and the last one is going to be a 68.
That's a Potion of Cure Serious again. So a very nice jacket of useful items. From this Vu Salat character that's very good friends, your Uncle Vu. And then there's also a potion from him, if someone wants to arcana that.
I got you. 30.
It's a potion of youthful appearance. I'll let you guess what that does.
It makes me younger.
Yeah,
or
makes
look
you-
younger.
Yeah. But yeah, this stuff will last for 1 hour. Makes you look like a younger version of yourself. Whenever you rub it on, you can pretty much select how much younger you want to look. And go as young as the young adult version of yourself whenever you rub it on for 1 hour. Otherwise, you can't really change your appearance. Like, if you had gray hair, return to your normal color, return to your original color.
It'll keep your boobs from sagging.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only rule is you can't get any younger. You can't get so much younger that your size would change. So as soon as you start getting any shorter, that's when the potion would stop having any effect. But you can go as young as that, to whatever age you stopped growing, basically. But it doesn't affect any of your age-based modification, ability scores, or other effects of age. But it does make you look younger for 1 hour. I already told you about the 2 horses, but you got 2 horses. If you want to decide what color they are and want to name them, that's fine.
I know I want to name one Horser.
Alright, so one of the horses is named Horser. We'll assume that's Harlock's horse, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What does Morgan name her horse?
Charles.
Alright, so you have Charles and Horserer. What color are they?
I think Harlock's would probably be like a sweet, majestic white.
The horses were from a friend of your father's. Earl Sion Wolfmeyer is what you read on the card, from Barksdale. A diplomat from Barksdale, so obviously a very important person. I still remember him being a short, middle-aged guy with a thick beard.
And I think Morgan's would just be fucking brown.
Like shit.
Like
the
average.
color of shit.
Average looking horse.
Standard horse.
A chestnut?
No, that's too fancy. Brown.
Too brown.
After your ceremony, you also saw Agent Jagger Dyson traveling with an arbiter second class named Thrombosis. They came with gifts, and they also came with your official marriage contracts and soul binding forms. So those have been dropped off for you two to sign and make it official, make your marriage official in the eyes of the law instead of just the eyes of the church. But also with that, he's delivered a potion and a dagger, and Mr. Thrombosis just had the official documents, but your marriage license and your contract, all that stuff.
You mean to roll on the potion? Marriage contract? No, the contract. So there was a potion and a dagger.
A potion, a dagger, and then your paperwork for you to fill out at your leisure.
Yeah, we'll find the paperwork, of course.
Alright, you mean to roll on the potion and dagger? The potion.
You guys sign your paperwork. You're now officially married and soul bound to each other.
For the potion, we have a 34.
Alright, so that's enough to know this is a potion of honeyed tongue. It's great for diplomacy. You can look it up if you want. I trust you guys. Honeyed tongue potion. That's high enough for you to look it up. But yeah, makes you good at diplomacy.
Alright, the dagger, I got a 23.
It is a cruel red dagger. Let me look at the max on that.
What's it do?
I'll tell you real quick. Hold on 1 second.
It murders small children when you're not looking.
Morgan's pretty good at that already.
Whenever you strike a creature that is frightened,
Dog?
whenever you strike a creature that is frightened, shaken, or panicked with this weapon, it becomes sick for 1 round.
Oh.
Whenever you use this weapon to knock unconscious or kill a creature, any creature, you gain a temporary of 5 hit points that lasts for 10 minutes, maximum 50. So as long as they are frightened, shaken, or panicked, you can use this to suck up HP, temporary HP.
What does soulbound entail as far as the contract goes?
Harlock knows what soulbound means. Lovebound.
Lovebound.
Oh, so now when if Morgan dies, her ghost is going to follow you around forever.
Correct. Just like all his other wives. He's signed many of these contracts before. This is a family thing.
I get it. That's pretty clever. I like that.
Alright, so you've checked out the dagger and the potion. You've signed your papers. Next up is a gift from Trumbull Kane, a friend of your father's from the Kane Forge in Durg. He was one of the dwarf guys that was at your wedding. Very short guy with dark braids, very intricate braids with beady eyes. You open this up, there's a weapon in there, a gold mace of some sort, or morning star, a golden morning star.
Alright, let's see.
That has like a central spike.
That's going to be a 32 on Arcana.
Alright, yeah, the head of this mace sort of looks like a spiked flower. It is a +2 Channeler's Morning Star.
Channel what?
A +2 Channeler's Morning Star. If you have the ability to channel energy, this weapon allows you to increase that by +2 whenever channeling energy through it, as if using holy water. Also, you can cause it to be filled with holy or unholy water up to 3 times a day.
Cool. That just adds +2 to the channel, my channel rolls, basically.
Yeah, it's a +2 weapon anyway, so you get +2 for the damage, and then if you channel energy with it, you get a +2 to the channeling energy as well. Next gift is from a Nex Walters, another friend of your father's from either here in town or Pont Vide, you're not sure, but he looked like, very educated, shiny silver-haired old man with emerald eyes. You're not sure where you know him from. But inside this box is some sort of machine labeled Electric Sustenance Replicator. And in it is a 1 battery, which you recognize like the batteries you had before. But there is 1 battery in the back that is holding 10 charges, powering this device.
I've got a pretty decent engineering check from my space training. That would probably be ideal.
You want to
check
try
on
it
that.
out?
Instead of using Arcana or something like that.
Yep.
We need.
Harlock and Morgan both have engineering there.
I got a 27 on that engineering.
Just kidding.
You press a button on this machine, it creates a gruel-like substance, but is able to create a large amount of it. When you cut it on, you have trouble shutting it off, so it creates enough to feed 4 people. So it starts shooting out goo, enough to feed 4 of you. It doesn't taste great, but it is enough. It is enough to sustain you. So it is enough. It doesn't taste great, but it creates a taste, a flavor paste that is edible and.
Got a midnight snack.
Yeah.
Man, you only got 9 charges left.
When you're hammered, it probably tastes pretty good.
Yeah, when you're hammered, it's delicious. It's just food goop. But you have 9 charges left, so you can create 9 more meals for 4 with this machine of goop. Next is the very large box from the Penumbra family. In it, they thank your father for his help and for his service. They have delivered to you via their second in command. Inside this box is roll me a d6.
5.
There are 5 Gearforged gnome servants. They're servants, and you wind them up to keep them alive, and so they can't leave you because they need someone to wind them. Else they have to wind each other in turn and try to escape. But currently they were in a box. They're not wound right now. They're powered down. But you can wind them up and give them orders.
Morgan knows what's up with these.
Yeah, she was a Gearforged for a while. She was a spider that used to have to be wound, so you can do whatever you want with them. They're you got 5 of them now on your boat. Right now, like I said, not moving unless you wind them. It does take 10 minutes to wind them, and that will last 1 hour. They last 1 hour, you have to wind them again. They're just servants. They're kind of like low power. They're made to do a task and then shut off. The next one is a gift from someone you did invite, Fabricus.
Fabricus.
From the packaging, it looks like a pole.
I like just a long pole.
Yeah.
Alright, I unwrap it.
And it's a non-natural 20 on Arcana.
Alright, he unwraps it. It is a metal staff, an animate metal staff. Not only that, it's an intelligent animate metal staff. Harlock holds in his hand this device. It appears to be made of a lot of iron rods and copper gears and silver screws. It can actually change and shift shape. So when you hold it, it kind of like starts moving around. It does hold 3 charges, so he's able to identify the fact that it holds 3 different types of spells in it. It holds 1 charge of Make Whole, 1 charge of Mending, and 2 charges of Animate Objects. You have to roll a DC 11 use magic device check to cast those spells. Also, once per day, the staff can become a medium animated object with a metal special ability. And it can remain in that form for up to 10 minutes. Destroyable in this form reverts to being a staff, but loses all of its charges. It cannot be used again until it's fully recharged. Basically mean it can like walk around and move. It can like hop around, be a little walking stick thing if you like. But it is intelligent. It has an intelligence of 10. I need you to roll a percentage die.
83.
It is a neutrally good aligned animate staff. You can give it a name if you want. Roll me another percentage die.
49.
Alright, so this thing is empathic with you. It feels what you feel what it feels. It does have senses within 30 feet, although it has no eyes. It can sense things around it and warn you. And it can sprout limbs and move with a speed of 10 foot per round. I need you to roll another percentage die.
81.
Alright, now it's this item was built to defend the servants and interest of a specific deity. Its ego is now a 13. This staff is dedicated to serving Dozra, to serving nature. So it will sometimes want to act in the best interest of nature, whether you want to or not, while you're wielding it.
Give that if you want. Thanks for being the maid of honor.
It will defend the servants in the interest of that deity, though, so it will act, in a way to defend Dozra and Gozra. Roll me another percentage chance.
36.
Alright, while carrying it, you get a +2 bonus. While wielding it, you get a +2 bonus on attacks, saves, and checks. But its ego is now a 16.
What does ego do?
Ego means if it can take control of you if it wants to, like make you do something. You have to roll versus it to resist doing it.
Kind of like that sword that Archeon had.
Like right now you'd have to beat a 16.
Like just a straight?
Yeah. To not do what the sword wants to do. Doesn't mean it won't nag you, because it still will probably nag you to do stuff. You can resist it. But it gets harder and harder every time. Yeah. But it gets harder and harder every time. Like the more you resist it, it gets a bonuses to gain control over a period of time. You can only resist it for so long, basically.
Gotcha.
But with this sword or this staff being, it can grow limbs and shit. It mostly wants to protect plants, animals, trees, and Gozra hens. I don't think that's your biggest problem. There are much worse intelligent items to have, I think. A walking stick. So from some of the other orphans that Morgan invited, some of the sailors that sailed here from Westport, a lot of them came. A lot of their gifts are more simple. Like there's an embroidered shirt for Morgan. There's a doll that they've made. Some scrimshaw work on some bones and horns and stuff. It's more like just crafts made by the girls from the boat. So you can write down some of that stuff if you want to keep it. From Dinglebob, the clever conjurer, there are 2 scrolls.
That's Arcana. It's going to be a 30 on the first one and a 26 on the second one.
There is a scroll of Phantom Driver and a scroll of Joyful Rapture.
Ooh.
You can look those up if you want.
Gotcha.
Zanium Joaquin was unable to attend your wedding, but he did have his Troll Magus did deliver a very large, somewhat large package. Almost the size of a full-length mirror. You want to unwrap it?
Yeah. I'll unwrap it.
It's a full-length mirror. You want to knowledge arcana it?
That's a 28.
This is what's known as a hideaway mirror. So basically it has like a hidden extra-dimensional space inside of it. Yeah, for 1 hour a day, it has an extra-dimensional space inside of it that can hold up as many as 8 medium creatures. So up to 8 of you can fit in there for 1 hour a day. Just walk into this mirror. Inside the mirror, you're hidden and beyond the reach of any spells, including divination. So people can't even scry you while you're hidden in this extra-dimensional space. You prevent scrying while hidden in there, unless those spells work across planes. But if the mirror...
Someone breaks the mirror.
Well, then you're screwed. If the mirror is covered, such as by a cloth, or placed face down on the floor against a wall, the portal becomes inactive. The mirror is broken or moved more than 5 feet from where it was when you cast the spell. When you walked in, the spell ends. So anyone within will be expelled from it and become nauseated from 1d6 rounds. Those inside of it, while you're inside, you can see and hear through it as looking through an open window, so kind of like a two-way mirror for you. Like people from the outside only see their reflection, but if you're on the inside, you see them looking in at you. Any creature in the space can make itself visible in the reflection of the mirror for 1 round at a time, although you can't. The people outside can't hear any sounds that originate inside. So if you wanted to, you can make yourself appear from the inside, but no one can hear you. Anything inside the extra-dimensional space is expelled when the spell ends, even if the mirror is covered. So only for after that period of time, you're going to be expelled anyway, even if it's placed down on the floor while you're inside or broken in that space. Anything bigger than a full-length mirror couldn't walk through that space, so like a giant couldn't fit through the mirror, etc., etc. Objects can only enter the space if brought by a creature able to fully pass through the mirror. So you can't like throw stuff through the mirror, but if you're carrying it, it comes in with you. This spell has to be activated by Morgan or Harlock. It's attuned to the two of you. So one of you has to initiate the opening of the mirror door, basically. Let's see. From your Hedge Wizard frat bros, they have given you 1 barrel of ale.
Sweet, this is my boys.
250 servings. They also bought you a dagger on their travels. You can tell they just kind of like picked this up somewhere along the way. But it appears to be a black cobra-headed dagger.
Let's arcana that shit. That's going to be a 35.
Yeah, this black cobra dagger seems to be made of iron. It seems to have some sort of defensive magic about it. It also seems to have some other sort of discern location type of spells on it. But other than that, it seems like a good dagger has a chamber that seems to hold and create its own poison. So it's like it has a magical poison reservoir. Does anyone want to pick up the dagger, take the dagger?
Yeah, Morgan will take it.
Alright, I need Morgan to do a reflex save.
27.
Alright, so this thing's going to bite you. You can choose to drop it or hold on to it.
I would imagine any smart person would fucking drop it.
Alright, you drop it. It does not manage to bite you. But it did try to.
Alright.
But you're an elf, you got good reflexes.
Harlock picks it up.
Alright, roll me a reflex save, Harlock.
I'm not gonna beat that. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, you're going to have to search this shit.
18.
Alright, yeah, you can either hold on to it or drop it. Your call.
I hold on to it.
Alright, it sinks its fangs into you. I need you to roll 1d4.
2.
You take 2 constitution damage as this thing sinks its fangs onto you. But now that you've been bitten, if you hold onto this dagger for an hour, it becomes attuned to you and will no longer bite you. And whenever you attack someone with it, it does 1d6 plus 1 damage, plus poison, with a DC 11 fortitude save. If they fail, they take 1d2 con damage. And the magical poison reservoir refills itself 1 round later.
Alright, I'm just gonna cast Neutralize Poison and Restoration on myself. So
Okay, you're alright. Now you have a cool new dagger. Longa was unable to attend, but did send, via your magic invitation, 2 jars.
I got a 24 on the first jar and a 21 on the second jar.
The first jar was a jar of anointing oil with 10 uses, and the second jar is a jar of holy water with 10 uses. There is a heavy sack from Juan Malvo.
Juan.
If you open it up, you will get 200 gold. From your friend Periphery, who also wasn't able to attend, he did send a bottle of Blackout.
Nice, that's my
Sounds
boy.
like some good shit.
It has 10 uses in it, 10 glasses of Blackout. If drunk, it's actually a very tasty liqueur. But if you drink it and fail a DC 20 will save, you will fall asleep and forget the last 24 hours. From Norman the Doorman, your friend from the Folk, he did actually come. He was there in the crowd. He was attended the wedding. He has given you a gear maintenance kit. He knows you have a lot of gear. You might need to maintain it. Bubbles the Flying Ape was unable to attend, but sends his condolences. Rance Moments was here. You can roll me 2d20.
2, and a 4.
Alright, so you have 6 tracer bullets. So in this small package are 6 tracer bullets, which I believe don't do any damage but outline the subject and lower their AC the next time. So if you want to help other people attack a target, it's nice. Then you also, Zed Cleon was also there. Your Kitsune friend. He left you, in the box over from him, there's a dagger.
22 on Arcana for the dagger.
It is a glamour dagger, so a dagger that can appear via illusion to look like other things that are similar in size to it. Next, Todd from the Blinding Light Guild managed to come. Your half-elf paladin knight friend. And you open the box, oh, it's another dagger. Everyone's getting you daggers for your wedding. It's a common gift. It is a cherub handle dagger.
I got a 31 on the Arcana for the cherub.
Alright, this is also an intelligent magical item, aligned to Irori, but it is a +5 versus evil, but it's intelligent. If you wield it, it may ask you to do something Irorian. Very strong ego. From Steve Gross, you get a celestial lamp. At least that's what it says in the box.
That's going to be a 29.
You will know a celestial lamp is a candle lamp, a small lantern-like device. You don't even have to know magic to know this. It just kind of has a glass panel and a slot to hold a candle. Protects the lamp from getting rained on or things like that. So it's just a really good lantern.
A waterproof lamp.
Made of consecrated crystal and metalwork, and it's filled with holy water. Whenever it is filled with holy water, so you have to fill with holy water for this to work, it is sanctified for 24 hours, adding a +1 bonus to the save of channeled positive energy or energy channeled to harm evil outsiders within a 30-foot radius.
Good thing you got that jar of holy water.
Yep, so you can put holy water in it and then get, for 24 hours, get a +1 bonus to positive energy stuff or anything to harm evil outsiders within 30 foot of the lamp while lit. If you guys get attacked at night by evil outsiders, you get a +1 to channel positive energy toward them. Next, you got some gifts from Pete Moss.
Oh, good old Pete.
Yep, from Kishwahili, from the town you were involved in politics. The Earth Party leader, the little gnome. You know, he was there. He was there wearing his weird cloak, being kind of weird, but he did leave you 2 gifts. The first is a bottle labeled Silver Sheen. Look it up, it gives you a bonus. I'll let you look up Silver Sheen. That's something pretty common in this world, so I'll just let you know that you know what that does. So you got some Silver Sheen, and he also gives you a pet rock, which is a rock that has eyeballs painted on it. If you hold it in your hand for 24 hours, but if you do that, it'll become attuned to you and can telepathically communicate to you.
So you can just drop a rock on someone you want to spy, like...
The problem being, rocks don't have ears or eyes, so they cannot listen or see what's going on around them. It can perceive kind of what's going on around it, but only very minimally, like, just like you touching and it kind of feels energy. So it can sort of relate things that are going around, but not in a way that, like, I saw this or I heard this. But it could alert you if someone's nearby, so if another presence is near enough by that the rock could sense it or feel the vibrations, then if you can use it like an alarm. You can just talk to it as a friend. I mean, it's your pet.
But he could also scry on it with his black ball.
Yeah, but as a friend of him, so you can leave it somewhere and use it like a candle.
I'm gonna have to come up with a good name for my rock buddy.
From Weirdy Pungo, there is what looks like a mason jar almost, and just an unlabeled jar of something that looks sort of pickled.
I'm guessing it's your dick. My dick.
I don't know, it's hard to tell. You can open it and take it out and look.
Yeah,
You mean Arcana it?
Yeah, Arcana it first.
23.
You definitely sense some sort of undead inside of it. Maybe it's an undead dick, but something undead inside that jar. You can even sort of wriggling inside the jar.
I'll take it out. I would recognize my own dong.
Alright,
Hopefully.
roll for initiative.
You gotta fight your dead dick, dude.
I got a 12.
Man's worst, most frightening dream.
Cersei got a natural 1. Broderick.
I got a 12. Morgan got a 28.
Caesar got a natural 20, and then Alec a 10, and Bronze Wizard a 16.
Broderick.
Yeah, Caesar's gonna really make a fucking slide, just double dick.
Alright, roll your damage.
34.
34 for his first hit,
That's a hit.
18 on his second hit.
Alright, those are both hits. Do your damage.
I'm gonna beat that dick to death.
We don't even know if it's a dick. We're just
32 damage.
Alright, yeah, this thing is a paste now. It no longer resembles a dick at all. And I'm gonna let Caesar, only Caesar gets this. Caesar gets 400 experience points. No one else gets any. But yeah, now the jar is just an empty jar with really thick glass. And some sort of pickling liquid inside.
probably would find a use for that.
Possibly.
Now I need you to roll a percentage die. Oh, actually, I'll roll it because I have thousands dice. From your various other guests and attendants, you get 8,100 gold worth of gold. Everyone gave you gold, envelopes of gold. From your various city guests, as people, your family and such.
Damn, everyone should get married more often. You get a bunch of cool shit. You gotta deal with some shit.
Yeah.
Like zombie dicks falling over fucking
And explosions and robberies, and it was a big ordeal. But yeah, now you have a boat full of crap, 2 horses, you got laid again. Win-win
Horser
situation.
and Charles, the
Right.
most beautiful horses in the world. Well, one of them.
Yeah, and they'll probably stay on top of the boat, but I don't think they'll fit below deck, because they'll have to just be on top of the top deck. But it's a pretty long boat, sort of like a houseboat with a sail. We'll leave you guys there and see what Archaon's up to in Purgatory.
In the boneyard.
You took enough damage for the anchor to no longer be able to exist on that plane. It was destroyed, and so was everything you were carrying except that black blade, which now still rests on the material plane, waiting for you to come back and once again take it. And you become reconstituted as a animate skeleton in the boneyard, crumbling up from the so many skeletons beneath you. Like just different pieces of skeletons come together, and now you are formed. You are not undead, you are a living skeleton. You are life embodied in a skeletal form. Wandering around the boneyard with the many other creatures like yourself, the other lost souls going to and from the inner court, which is near Pharasma's court, which is near the palace. You're sort of on the outskirts of the necropolis, not so much in the great wasteland, but you're kind of on the edge of the wasteland and the necropolis, whereas you've kind of reformed.
Somewhere the gate is, kind of like where the registry is.
Yeah.
I see my Nasoy bros just chilling about.
Yeah, you see some of them sitting on top of the gates in bird form, like taking notes, checking off names off of lists and things like that. There's one of them working the actual registry as well.
I'm gonna go up to the registry and be like, "Hey, man, I'm back."
Alright, I'll check your name off. Archaon, welcome back. We're expecting you.
So I guess I gotta make. I'm just gonna give heads up. So I need to look into some records real quick. So I need to change something about a person for the afterlife for them. For all intents and purposes, when they dead, I want them being chaotic evil, like.
Alright, how do you intend to accomplish? You're going to have to go to the records office and convince someone in charge to let you change something like that without them changing their god or their alignment or something
Well, it's
tricky.
not about it's just kind of a constitute of my report that would also seem to kind of.
So you're reporting that someone is chaotic evil.
Yep.
Alright, who would you like to report as chaotic evil?
Who do you think?
Well, tell me. You're going to the office, so I'm the guy at the office now. You're like I'm back from the material plane. I need to make an update to someone's file. Who do you report as chaotic evil?
Morgan.
I mean, you just cite reasons why her alignment should be changed to chaotic evil.
Yeah. All right.
I see. Yes, chaotic. I'm not getting the evil part yet.
You know what? I'm not going to be vindictive here. That's just kind of wrong. Never mind. Yeah. So I'm going to go to request an audience with Pharasma for my report.
All right. So you pass through the inner court, past all the angels and demons that are petitioning for souls, trying to sell their various afterlives to the people, the souls that are there.
Come to the abyss.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's lovely this time of year. So yeah, you get past all that and approach the highest court, Pharasma's court, where only the most difficult to judge cases are handled. You enter the court. Where do you head?
May I see Pharasma? I have a debrief/report for her for my time on the material planes.
Pharasma's all booked up right now, but you can give your report to the Skyne.
I think that she's going to want to hear this one. This one's kind of intense.
If you think that was intense, tune in next time for more Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.